Well, hello, and welcome to my weekly energy reading for this week beginning the 27th of November 2022. I'm Karen from karenturpin.com. I'm thinking of a title for this week's energy reading, and really all I can come up with is that this is the wild, wild west that we're living in or living through. So it really is like that out there, isn't it? The wild, wild west. It seems that anything goes. And I have to say that this is only going to increase. Is that better or is that worse? Well, it kind of depends upon your perspective on things. So um, I know things are intense. That's going to increase, and it kind of has to because we really have to clear all the crap out before we can rebuild anything new. Um, we know this planet is controlled by a very dark group of elites. They think they're elites. Um, and they really have their people everywhere. So it really is like Agent Smith from the Matrix movie, unfortunately. Their agenda for the year 2030 is absolutely horrific. They plan to bring that more and more into play as the time goes on, and it's speeding up. The agenda was for 2030. They're trying to bring it closer because they see this is certainly, in my opinion, it. They see that they're losing control, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's not good that things are speeding up, but it's good that they feel they have to try to grapple, and get the control. Um, I still can't shake my belief that I think things will be okay in the end, but maybe not for all of us. Um, it will be for those that choose it. So this is a little bit difficult to explain, maybe takes a little bit of belief, and I think that it's fair to say that people are losing belief at the moment. People that were fully on board with, we can fight against the dark elite. A lot of those people are, we're kind of losing them. Their faith is not strong enough to keep them on the path. They're doubting everything, and now they're turning around and saying, oh, this is all a load of rubbish, it's never going to be good. People are giving up. And, if that's you, please reach out to me because I don't want to see that you kind of make choices that you will later regret, let's say. So, I was given a vision in about 2004 of a parallel Earth. Literally, the vision that was given to me was like the Earth split apart and there were two planet Earths. That was symbolic, of course. Um, and I didn't fully understand what I was seeing then. It was a long time ago, 2004. I probably still don't understand fully the intricacies of what I was being shown, to be honest. But I definitely have more understanding now because I'm seeing the things that I was told there, I'm seeing it play out all around me now in the physical. And so it's giving me more understanding of the things that I was shown. It's like as if God has a plan and I'm seeing it unfold or something like that. So, anyway, some people will and already have chosen not to expand their consciousness or evolve to live in this higher dimension or in this parallel earth this time around. They may do that at a future date. But, that higher dimensional experience that is a potential for us is moving closer and closer to us all the time. We get to live there by the choices that we make, by the beliefs that we hold, and by our connection to source or spirit too. So as this higher dimensional experience is moving closer and time is speeding up as we move into higher dimension, time speeds up. That's kind of a physics thing. Apparently, I'm not a physics expert, but that's my understanding of it. So as this time moves closer towards us, our choices and our beliefs and our alignment with that become more and more important. Some people are going to leave this to literally, I would say, the 11th hour, maybe even the 13th hour. They're going to be going, oh, damn, I should have chosen that. But anyway, whatever it is, we're each on our own path. As these higher dimensional experience moves closer to us, we can expect to see a parting of the ways between ourselves and people around us. People are evolving, and there are some that are choosing not to evolve. We can see that by their behavior and by their choices. And yes, they could still turn that around at the final moment. Let's hope that they do. Let's pray that they do. But people make their own choices, and we can't change that. So effectively, there will be a period of time when we live together in the same space, yet we are on completely different wavelengths, completely different reality within the same space. I'm sure you've already experienced that with family members or co-workers, things like that, where you just think, my God, how could you even think that way or believe that still? So, we're seeing this kind of overlay of people that are more evolved and people that are less evolved living in the same space. And there will come a time when that splits apart, and so that we are more with our people and they are with their people. So this is already happening. I'm sure you've experienced it. And at the same point, at some point rather, our outer reality will begin to match our inner reality and beliefs and frequency alignment. But until we get there, we still have the great dismantling to go through globally or on a mass consciousness scale, because there are still people that are not awake, clearly. The dark agenda are not willing to give up their plan, and they are fighting tooth and nail to hang on to that, to implement it, to keep the control that they have, and to actually gain more and more, which is why they're trying to speed up with their plan, because they can see that as we wake up, they lose control. We can't be controlled once we've woken up from their dream spell, so to speak. So just as they are fighting tooth and nail to hold on to the control, we must also resist that control with everything that we have to secure our freedom as self-sovereign beings. Have a look. People want their freedom. Have a look at China. People are they're protesting now and they're rioting now. And you might look at that and say, oh, that's really bad. But actually, it's because they want their freedom back. It's been taken from them, and they're coming out and saying, no, we want our freedom back. Sadly, Victoria here in Australia has another round with Dan the dictator, so he's called. Is that another rigged election process? Tell me what you think about that. So the guy who implemented one of the world's longest lockdowns for a virus that has still yet not been proven to even exist, apparently is celebrated and put back into power. So perhaps that's his reward for being a good puppet to the elite, the dark agenda. There was a great documentary actually on YouTube by Peter Credlin, who laid out all the corruption that had got him into power in the first place. Have a look at that if you haven't seen it. Take the opportunity to educate yourself on this. It's on YouTube. Lots of these so-called leaders around the world, their actions are being revealed now. That's a good thing, remember. Sometimes you have to actually show the people, the general population that are still asleep, before they will begin to see the truth. And even then, some people will choose not to believe it. That's their choice. So we have Macron apparently now being investigated for some financial fraudulent dealings. Brazil refusing to accept their new prime minister or president because they don't believe he was genuinely voted in. It was corrupt. They're protesting on a massive scale. Maybe people in Victoria should take a look at that. There's evidence that Trudeau caved into some request by Biden, over that the freedom rally that the truckers did. And there's a new documentary out that's all about the side effects and the corruption and things behind the jabs. So that's another good one to have a look. So this is all about educating yourself, of course, and you may have made some choices in the past that you thought were mandatory or that you were maybe coerced into taking, or maybe you just woke up to all of that a little bit later on when certain things were said and done. Maybe you're just looking for more understanding of what the bigger picture is. So if this is you and you don't know what your next steps could be or should be, reach out to me on a DM. I'm offering some free clarity calls to help you assess what your next steps could be. This is without doubt a spiritual war that we're going through. The dark agenda are trying to take over your mind so that you cannot think clearly for yourself, and you're going to give your power away to them if you do that. So this is why developing a strong connection with spirit or God or source, whatever you like to call that, why developing and learning to trust your intuition, your inner guidance is so vitally important at this time. I have a couple of intuition development and psychic development classes starting up again new in January. So if you want to develop your intuition or your psychic abilities, DM me. If you want to reserve a space in those classes, my classes are never huge, so the spaces always are going to be filled. So reach out to me if you want to reserve a space. So what's coming in the next week or so? More revealing. Remember that revealing doesn't mean things are getting worse. It means that we are bringing light into the darkness so that we can see. Children are still being rescued from all over the world. Human trafficking rings are still being exposed in the US. They're going into the Ukraine, which is one of the largest places for child and human trafficking. They're going in there and clearing that out. But this is happening all through the Middle East. It's in every country, actually, in the UK, in Australia. People are going in to rescue the people, children and adults, that are being trafficked. You're not going to see this on mainstream media. They're not reporting it. And you have to ask why, surely. Please start asking why these things are not reported on mainstream. Now that Twitter apparently is no longer banning the use of these types of hashtags, there should be much more able to be revealed. So if you're on Twitter, you could do some searches and again educate yourself, inform yourself of what's been going on under your nose, really. It's hidden because they want it that way. But as I said, now the light is getting in and we can see these things more clearly. If you actually would like to know what's really been going on around you and why it's been so necessary to drain the swamp, for want of a better phrase, just research and educate yourself, because this is a time of massive reveal and there is a lot more information available to you now if you search for it. Anyway, let's keep pushing forward. to a better place. Keep your connection with spirit strong so that you are in the light and so that you can see into the darkness. I think 2023 is going to be an amazing year. I'm very excited to move into that. It's going to be quite magical, and certainly it's what I'm going to be working towards anyway. Experiencing 2023 as a really magical year. So I have within my community a little 5-day experience. It's called Manifest Your Magical Year 2023. It's a way of clearing the old stuff, letting go of the stuff that's held us back, held us heavier, moving more into the light, and then visioning for our future with quantum visioning work. If you would like to be a part of that, just DM me and I'll give you the details. It's a very low cost experience that. Actually affordable to everybody, really, I would say, for the most part. If you would like to be involved in that, let me know. If you need some help with what your next steps might be, just DM me for a free clarity call. Otherwise, just please spend this next week or so looking at things with new eyes. As horrible things reveal, then acknowledge that that's because the light is getting into the dark places, and that's a good thing. So please keep your spirit high, continue to work on your connection with spirit, with source. Begin to listen more and more to your own intuition, and if you want help with that, I have something for you for that as well, starting in January. So we're kind of got everything covered at the moment for the most part of what we're able to do at this time. As I say, reach out if you need any support with anything. Hope that's been helpful to you, and please do let me know what you think about these elections in Victoria, whether you think they were kosher or whether you think that they are part of the manipulation. Let's have a discussion about that so that we can all learn and grow together. Otherwise, keep in touch on my pages, Instagram and Facebook. I'm Karen Turpin, Energy Coach. Obviously, I'm on YouTube as well. But let's keep in touch, and I'll see you again next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.